No.
It's like the opposite. My overhead's now awesome, but my rack sucks.
I'm ordinary.
Now, because I think on the Instagram...
Tiana wants this song for our wedding song.
The only question we got on Instagram was Izzy's. So...
Who's the hardest coach?
So we
Why
have...
is it Izzy?
Who's the hardest coach? Why is it Izzy?
Yeah. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Give us some tests.
Testing.
You can see the audio. See closer.
Yeah. Let's go deep voices.
Hello.
Because your voice
Why is
is
mine
the opposite.
Mine's on the left angle, leaning to the right.
Hey, what's up?
Izzy, can you see if my phone is recording so I can get up again?
It is.
Cool, alrighty. This is our last one. We might make 2 parts out of this, knowing our question is.
We have one question.
Do you have your phone, Michael?
It's down there by Izzy.
Just because we'll get the time going. So, because I like the last time you had 1 minute going, at least for 9 out of 10 of the questions.
Bro, one of them was so long.
That was our whole last podcast. That podcast.
I didn't even film anything because I was like, fuck, this is so long. And then you were like, we're making it a separate podcast. And I was like, shit, I don't have any clips.
That's fine. It's like, it's almost should have been episode 3, part B.
Yeah.
You can add part A, part B on Spotify for the podcast. But anyway, we're recording. We're live.
Welcome. Rapid fire 1 minute questions.
Episode 7. So this is minute on, minute off. We're doing this again. Answering listener questions, but because none of the listeners sent us any questions, answering Izzy questions that she asks us. We'll repeat them. We've got 1 minute to answer them. The off part is when the other person gets to rest from a question. These could be questions about anything: fitness, politics, religion, spirituality, life.
OnlyFans, whatever.
OnlyFans. Tastes in food. How Michael is secretly a closet gay. They can be about absolutely.
What do you mean
anything.
secretly?
There you go. They can be about anything. So if you guys next time look at the Q&A on Instagram and actually answer it, we're about to have some more interesting questions, more personal stuff, but we will start off with a question nevertheless. Who's going to go first? I think, Michael, you should go first answering the question.
No, I'll ask. You can answer this
All right.
question.
Well, Izzy's got to tell you the question because you can't think of one.
What is the question?
That's cheating.
What is a skill you've always wanted to learn but never got around to?
All right, Tyler. What is the skill you've always wanted to learn but never got around to?
Well, that's easy. Double under crossovers. It's the only thing that I can't do in CrossFit because it came out after I stopped. So that's the only thing I haven't actually put any time into learning. So I'm technically a modified athlete.
You didn't follow Cam Grade tips?
No, I know. He's funny because, I mean, this is still only a minute, but his gym can, like, most people can do 60 double under crossovers, but most of them are pretty weak. So whereas our gym, no one can do double under crossovers, but we're all strong. So that's why CrossFit speed at the top, it says, the first thing says strength, doesn't say double under crossovers. So, all right, that's been...
It's not the first discipline of fitness.
That's it. So that's been 57 seconds. All right, next question.
Would you rather explore deep space or deep ocean?
Oh, Michael, would you rather explore deep space or deep ocean, and why?
Deep space. Definitely deep space.
Okay.
I just feel like the concept, the things that you go up in are going to be bigger. I know that everything I've seen go down to the depths is tiny, and I wouldn't do very well in a small environment like that.
No.
And plus, we don't have many movies about everyone going deeps of the ocean. We've got heaps of movies about space.
And they're cool. They're always the cool movies.
Yeah, you get cool guns.
Black holes, warp speed.
Like, we got Star Wars, we got aliens, all the cool shits in space.
Yeah, no, I like it. Alrighty, question 3.
What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
You gotta ask me that question, so.
Put your finger in your butthole.
No, you gotta ask it.
Oh. My watch fell off.
You gotta ask the question. Yeah, you gotta ask the question. They don't know what we're laughing about.
I thought it's you asking.
No, I just asked you.
What's the...
You gotta ask me.
Alright. What was the question again?
What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Alright, Ty, what's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Okay. I'll say a funny one, but I'll say a serious one. A funny one was, one of the most spontaneous things I ever did was I ate a full raw onion. Don't know why. I just think I used to have a gamer tag called Onion Ray, and someone's like, "Do you really like onions?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I tried a full onion. It was a terrible idea.
But you didn't like onions.
No, I didn't like it that much. But I tried it. No, the most spontaneous thing I've ever done seriously was join the military during COVID. Because it happened twice in a row. Like, I had the first COVID and the second COVID. I joined during the second COVID because I was sick of making no money as a PT.
Yeah.
Because the gyms were closed. And I didn't realize that, like, this years of service that I had went further than COVID. I thought it would take up the entirety of it, but it kind of like extended out of that. So that was my little bit of misfortune because I realized day one of the military that I didn't want to be there. But it was still good.
You ready to put pen to paper, mate?
That's it. I still enjoyed my time, but it was just, it was a big mistake. I realized I love coaching too much.
Beautiful. That was a little bit longer.
That was only 10 seconds longer. I'll take it. I gave you 2 answers too.
That's a fail, mate. Stick to the script.
This is actually a really good question for Michael. What's a conspiracy theory you secretly find interesting, even if you don't believe it?
Yes, I like it. Cool. And I've got a few of my own conspiracy theories. So here you go. I'm a big conspiracy theorist. So Michael, what is a conspiracy theory that you believe is it what you believe in?
Find secretly interesting.
Okay. What is a conspiracy theory that you find secretly interesting? You
And
might not necessarily believe in
They
it.
don't even have to be conspiracies. I think they can be partially true. So I think the
Oh,
ones
that's
that
a
are
conspiracy.
closer to being true are cool, like ghosts. Anything to do with ghosts or like the other side, that stuff fascinates me.
Yeah.
Have you heard the concept about things having memories?
Yes. I've
So-
heard people as well. Some people they've had like some kids that say that they've lived in another life. There was a kid that said like he got murdered by someone and they found his body, the exact spot he said.
It's wild, eh? But like things having memories is like what they use to explain like if you're in a haunted house and someone's died and the car moves. They'll say like that's their explanation. Like the material itself actually has memories of the person dying in the house, and that's why they move.
Wow. That's a big one. I know one that I have. Obviously, like people like aliens and stuff like that. Like aliens, I'm 100% believe they're real. Apparently, aliens live in the ocean. That's something. That's what the U.S. government came out and said. So that's something they've been doing deep digging in like Russia, and they've found like almost 3 kilometers or further under the ground. They found like wheels and stuff, like prehistoric stuff that's like in the freaking ground and like USBs.
Like the newest stuff that's come out with the pyramids. Any of that stuff's fascinating.
Yeah. How
Because
they
we actually, in my mind, we understand so little. Like if we just look back 100 years and how much we've learned, to think that we now know everything is just silly.
Yeah, we know nothing, and I think that's where it's a good. I like conspiracies. We could go over hours, but
They got to be fun though. They have to be fun.
Yeah.
Like
no.
the flat Earth stuff. Fuck that.
But apparently, part of the flat Earth stuff, they reckon that there's places that we haven't explored that people like don't go to. Like they reckon there's like a wall, like Game of Thrones, an ice wall, and on the other side of that, there's more places you can go to. That's what some
See,
people.
that's more fun. But
Yeah.
most of the people that talk about flat Earth, it's just not fun. It's like
You
oh,
fall
no.
off the world. It's not
Yeah.
like Asgard, where like it just has like a river that goes.
There
down.
is one explanation of like the roof is just glass and it's actually lights, so
Oh.
space doesn't exist.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
part of the flat Earth theory.
We're in a dome.
We're just in a big dome.
Okay, that one went about 30 seconds over. We'll accept it. That was still a good one. That was my fault. Cool. Is that question 4? It's question 5 now, right?
What instantly boosts your mood no matter what?
All right, Ty. What instantly boosts your mood no matter what?
Tomorrow. There you
Oh.
go. Short
Right.
answer.
Bro.
My dog
Cringe.
Bonnie. My dog Bonnie. Tristan, when I see him.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Pink shirts, Tristan,
yeah,
boosting your mood.
Pink stuff. I'm very fixated. I'm a very fixated person. So I'm fixated at the moment on pink and
And I've seen the way you and Tristan talk to each other. It's a little bit
it's very awkward.
questionable.
We call each other many things, so we get way too close. No, but yeah, definitely my partner and my dog. The gym, coming to work is actually quite easy. I've worked many jobs I've hated, so it's good to come to work even on a crap day where I'm tired and I'm overworked. But I'm like,
And when your clients give you gifts and don't give me any.
jealous. He's jealous. But no, it's just like one of those things where like those things definitely make me like happy straight away, knowing that like we talked about in the previous podcast where like it could be worse. I have worked jobs that I've hated so much that like I've almost just wanted to not be here anymore. Where I'm like, now that's not the case. Like life's pretty good. That's why when people complain about their day, I listen because I'm like, well, that's pretty good. So. There you go.
Well, I'm about to make
Oh, 1 second.
Mate, that was over time.
That was 1
Over
second.
time.
That was good. I'll take that.
What's the most useless talent you have?
Oh, Michael has a few. Michael, what is the most useless talent you have?
Probably CrossFit.
There you go.
It doesn't translate to anything.
It doesn't, and there's no real like it's all over the place now. Like when it used to be like peaked, right?
Yeah.
It used to be cool, but
No
now,
one even knows what it is.
Yeah, and we don't even call ourselves CrossFit anymore. We call ourselves functional or whatever.
Hybrid rockstar.
Yeah, hybrid rockstar. There you go.
That's it. We're going to high rocks, are
Is
we?
that question 6? 6, yeah. 6.
See, that was a fast answer. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, this is a big you rather have a rewind button or pause button on your life?
All right, Ty, would you rather have a rewind or a pause button on your life?
That's a hard one. Because okay, rewind means you can. I think rewind would be definitely more valuable if you're talking about from like fixing a mistake that you made. Let's say I come into a conversation, I'm like, oh, Michael, I didn't really like the way you did that. And he gets really offended and it like really makes the mood awkward. You could just be like, oh, if I go back and be like, hey, Michael, are you okay? Is everything all right? I go, good. Now, I don't really like the way you're doing. So, you know what I mean? Just to confirm. No, but you know what I mean? Like a rewind button would be better to like fix mistakes. If you injure yourself, you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. So you just rewind and don't injure yourself, right?
Is it an instant rewind or is it a slow process?
That's a question for the questioner.
I think
It'd be instant, yeah. Yeah, because a pause would be someone who likes preparation. An instant rewind would be someone who just learns by iterating as they go.
Yeah, you'd be the perfect human. You would get everything right always.
Yeah, eventually, because you just keep rewinding.
Yeah, I feel like the rewind would be the other one.
Yes.
5 seconds.
What is your current goal?
Michael, what is your current goal?
In any context.
My current goal at the moment is more around work. So it's just trying to create an environment where people enjoy working and have the ability to grow and fit their dreams within my dream is the big way I explain it to myself.
Cool. What about if we relate it to your child? Michael is about to be a father. What is your current goal as a father?
Just to be present, be there, be around for Tiana and also be around for him. And for me, I just want him to be a good person.
And what about fitness goals? Do you have any fitness goals at the moment?
I hit 103 kilos for the first time yesterday.
Body weight. Wow.
Yeah, for me, it would be to try and stay around the 100 kilo mark, but maybe be able to do 30 burpees.
I've seen Michael at 103 kilos before for context, and he looks much better this time round. Last time he had a man bun and a gut, so this time his conditioning is way better. So he gives himself less credit. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Under the time. I mean, it's Michael's question, but I'm still celebrating.
Nah, it's good. I think it's good that we can jump in and out.
Yeah.
What's one gym myth you wish more people knew wasn't true?
Oh, this is a good one.
Oh, yeah, for both of us. What's one? Damn it, I want this one. What's one gym myth you wish people knew?
That wasn't true. That's not true.
Knew that wasn't true.
Yeah. This is an easy one. This is one that pertains mainly to men, and I find this all the time with the people I talk to. Is that you actually lose weight easier by eating more. A lot of the time, I will test or look at their amount of food they're eating for the day. We'll do like an in-body scan. Like all these things aren't 100% accurate, but like they give us a guideline of what we can work with. But you can use an online calculator.
Yeah, give us trends.
That's it. And then what works out being is that these guys are under-eating massively. I always use Coach Renee as a bit of an example. I'm like, hey, you're 115 kilos. Renee is 60. Why is she eating more than you? And it's not even a movement thing because some of them move the same. Some of them train just as much, but they're eating like 1,500 calories a day. I'm like, You're 115 kilos. Your body is gone into fight or flight. It is stressed, just like training, and it is resisting change because it's like, I'm going to die.
It's conserving energy.
Yeah, exactly. Just think
it
about
goes into what I call EV mode.
That's what I say for the car. I'm like, imagine you're driving 700 kilometers and you only fill up a quarter of a tank. What's your car going to do? You're going to focus on turning it off every time you stop.
It's going to go into idle.
That's it. You're going to try and avoid using fuel. So I'm like, why don't we just apply that to ourselves? So many men undereat. You wouldn't believe it. So that's my little myth. What about yours, Michael? We'll add your one. We'll go 2 minutes for this one. Look at
that. Yeah, we're going longer. Fuck, I don't know where to start. I think for me, the biggest myth that I would like to be busted is that we need all these things we have now. Like, we need all these gadgets. We need all this understanding and all the science and all these. If you look at where all resources are going and all this information, and we're still probably doing worse with it than people before us did without it. So if we look at athletes before they had access to all these things, they still trained better than us. They still ate better than us. They still performed better than us.
Yeah.
Yet we put so much value on having these things where it's like, I can't train without my watch. Like, we create these dependencies, and I think that's where there needs to be a little bit more education, that these are just nice to have.
Exactly.
Like then you don't need them to perform because there's so many people before you that didn't have the watch that were fine.
That's it. I'm like, world records were set at one point using one thing or another. So it's like, why do you need to have the specific set of sneakers? You don't train in the specific temperature. Like, these things don't matter as much as you think. I always tell my athletes, I'm like, yeah, we don't have the nicest equipment here, but all you need to get strong is a bar, a rack, a bench, and a pull-up bar. That's the only 4 pieces of equipment. You don't need the, like, you know, squat machine 5,000 that has hydraulic squatting and patterns and can test leg-to-leg strength. Like, that's nice.
Yeah.
You don't need it. Like,
But I suppose it's like the earlier podcast you were talking about. We were talking about feelings. It's like a lot of the time those things can force a feeling where it's like, whether it's a feeling of fear or now it creates caution, and it's like, fuck, my heart rate's spiking, and it's like, okay, well, how accurate is this thing? It's like moving the whole time while you're running. It's bouncing. It's telling you at 180, you're probably at like 160.
Yeah.
But now your effort's controlled by that.
That's it. You're like dictated by it, or
Yeah.
like the whole whoop band strain.
Yeah.
I woke up in
You
the
haven't
red zone.
slept. Yeah, you should not get out of bed and participate in life today.
It's like, what? I had 8 hours sleep. Why is my thing on red? Like, I feel good. It's like, well, are you now thinking about how you're feeling, or is it telling you how to feel? So I like that one. That's good. Next question. We got 2 minutes. Look at that.
Who's answering it?
There would be Michael's next.
How do you balance work and personal life?
He doesn't. That's a good question. Michael, how do you balance work and personal life?
By being adaptable and not setting a specific routine that has to be followed. So for me, I think of it as in like seasons. Like the world has seasons for a reason because things change. So if everything has to be a certain way, or I have to get up at this time, I have to do this, I have to do this by then, I have to spend this much time with like my partner, I'm setting realistic expectations from the start. I try not to do that, and I try to be a little bit more aware of what's needed when it's needed.
Yeah.
So there might be times where I need to work more, so I'll work more. And then there might be times where I just communicate that with my partner, and she needs more time from me, and then I make sure that I spend more time with her where I can.
Yeah.
So I find this there's this trend of routines and posting a day in the life, and we were joking about it today, but the way it actually works out is these people try and artificially create a perfect day, and then that's what they record, when reality is they probably wake up late. They have to make wheat picks because they didn't meal prep their overnight oats. Like, there's so many workarounds. And if you watch an influencer probably record a day in a life, it's probably recorded over a month, and it's snippets of parts of their day that they think would make up the perfect day, and they edit it together.
Yeah. I agree.
And then when we set our frameworks, as in like that's our baseline and that's what we aim for, of course we're going to fall apart.
Yeah. If you don't believe Michael, ask yourself the question, does your food ever look as good as theirs? Mine never does. Mine's like a slop pile of mess, just like shoved together because it's quick. I think to add on to that question too, like I think the work-life balance thing, being adaptable is so important. Like for me, the last 3 or 4 weeks has been like Saturday, Sunday, comp, back to Monday. Saturday, Sunday, comp, back to Monday. Like there's been no reprieve. So I'm like, and I normally have Sunday, Monday off. That's the thing, normally religiously. So I've been last couple of weeks coming in on Monday to get back to back to get more work done. And like for my partner, like, and this is something I find that's quite important that you guys might be able to use in your life, is when she, like, to me, like all week, she's been like, I've finished at 4 and she's had to work 2 hours later. And instead of being like, oh, you promised me to come to the gym, like you promised you'll do this and that, I say to her, I'm like, thank you for helping support our family. Like, and that's really strong for her, because it's
appreciation.
It reinforces that she's doing the right thing, and instead of like putting her down and being like, how dare you stay later than you were supposed to. And when people say like, oh, where's Tamara? She was supposed to be at this event. She's working. Oh, like she's always working. Yeah, because we have goals. Yeah. Like we understand that. Other people don't. And
life's trade-offs. And you guys are very conscious about it. And I think like this isn't a relationship podcast, but being conscious is very important. Like I see it all the time, and I joke about it with Tiana. Like if you appreciate me doing the dishes and you want me to keep doing the dishes, then you are going to have to keep that feedback loop active.
Yeah. So
getting lazy and then not reiterating that feedback loop and being like, hey, thank you for contributing, looking after our family. Well, eventually they're going to drop off because there is no feedback loop.
Yeah. No one's perfect, right? No one's perfect at it. But I would just say, like, to reiterate the point, like, yeah, we don't work the 9 to 5. And I even say, like, in our training, like, I feel like even people are like, you've got all the time in the world to train. Yeah, but like, I'm working a full day, then training. You know, I don't go home, go eat, relax, shower, then decide to come to the gym. Because some people are like, oh, well, I just come straight from the gym from work. I'm like, yeah, and I do the same thing. I'm like, what's the difference? The difference is like I'm still here after that. Like
Yeah.
I'll train, then I'll stay for another 3 hours. So I'm like, my training sessions aren't optimized like these influencers.
No.
Like most of the time, I don't feel very good, but I'm like, well, gotta get it done somehow.
And that's the thing. I think for me, balance, back to the other question, balancing training, it's the same concept, same principle. It's like, okay, just doing a class today, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've got 30 minutes. Well, I'm going to do 30 minutes hard.
Yeah.
Like, I just try and optimize what I can get in that time.
That's it. And that's why I think that people misunderstand, like, the stars don't have to align for everything to go your way. And like we were talking about in the previous podcast, just be happy with what you can do and don't worry about what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, and don't expect it to be the same every day because it's never going to be. And I think setting and managing expectations is the biggest part of it.
It's good. That's a much more than a 1 minute question, but let's keep going. And what question is that? 9, 8?
They're good
I
questions.
think it's 8. I think it's 8. We've got 2 more. Yeah.
Thanks, Uncle.
If you could change something about your day-to-day life, what would it be?
If I okay, this is your question to me.
If you could change something about your day-to-day life, what would it be?
There's 2 things I think about when I think about this.
If I answered this for you, it would be getting more sleep in the morning.
That's it. You got to sit close to your mic.
Getting more sleep in the mornings. That extra hour, Tyler's craving it at the moment.
I've restructured my schedule to help me with that, and like it's way better than it ever has been. So I can't complain ever. Thank you, Izzy.
Because he's high at 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah. I think obviously spending more time with my family is number one. Like always, that to be the priority. Obviously, like, you know, we have a responsibility to work, and you just don't get that opportunity always. Like you might leave really early, and that sometimes I leave so early that like I don't get to say goodbye when anyone's awake. I still, you know, I wake up 5 minutes early to sit in bed and spoon Tamara, kiss my dog before I leave, like 5 minutes early just to do that. And even though I lose 5 minutes of sleep, I gain that little bit of intention of like I got to spend that time that I might not have. So that'd be one thing. Another thing, I would add an extra day to the week. I'd have 8 days, so I get 3 days off instead of 2. Or have an extra day to work, because sometimes I feel like the overflow of work pushes onto my days off, and that always sucks. And it's just because we work a job that's not like any other job. This is a unique job where like you work all the time. Your clients message you at all times.
Plus, we all have goals to move everything together. So it's like I don't know about you guys, but when I see Easter weekend, I'm like, I hate it. Like I'm like, okay, like I want the time to be working.
Yeah.
We enjoy working and moving things forward and improving what we offer. It's not like, fuck, come on Friday, I want the week off.
It's not even like a day off. Any of the days are not even a day off for me, because I always have Monday off anyway, and I still work on Friday, so there's no difference to me. But to me, I'm like, yes, don't have to start at 4:30. I start at 6:30.
Like, extra sleep.
That's a win. That's a day off for me. So, last question.
What's a skill you've developed that has surprised you?
Oh, Michael, what is a skill you've developed that has surprised you? And not being annoying can be a skill.
The skill that I've developed that has surprised me is probably my ability to operate with not much sleep, or like what would be seen as bad sleep, like broken sleep. Like I don't sleep. I don't think I've ever slept through. I'm a type of person who I would maybe 6 hours, and that 6 hours I'll get up 3 times.
There's meds for that. I take them.
and I feel fine. Like I don't feel like
yeah.
like it. I think because my expectation is that that's normal. Like it doesn't. I'm not fixated on I have to have 8 or 9 hours.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really affect me. It just kind of is the way that my body operates. I don't feel like my mindset is that adaptation isn't selective, and it's not unique to only one part of your life.
Yeah.
You can adapt and learn to tolerate anything. So this concept of optimal really can be shifted by what you adapt to.
Yeah, I think there was a point as well. People will probably be unaware. When we used to come into work, Mark and I used to do it every morning. It just used to be a thing. It was him and I on Monday to Friday, and then I would do Saturday morning as well.
The graveyard shifts.
Yeah, and then we would also, because like we had such few staff at the point. There was a point where it was just me, Michael, and Renee. And I remember like Renee would do her afternoons. Michael and I would double team the mornings sometimes, depending on the day. I remember one day Michael just didn't even show up because he slept in, and I've done it too. I've slept in once.
That was the one day I took a sleeping tablet. Never again.
Yeah, he slept through his alarm. So like, and the context was like we used to be upstairs working. It was like maybe 12, 1 o'clock, and Michael was asleep on the ground with like a foam roller on his head, and he would sleep for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'd step over him to go to the sink. Like there was times where like that sleep, even though like he's optimized it, like I've seen him tired too. Like I've seen him like dead on the ground, and I've been there myself. So it's crazy like what the human body can do even under duress, because most people wouldn't even know he's tired. Like when he used to have the red eyes, people just thought he was high all the time. But until he realized he had cancer, like eye cancer, that was a bit awkward, right? But no, like I think it's important. Like obviously sleep is so good. It's the number one thing that we always tell people. You need to sleep more because like everything will be better. But like just like not every scenario is these like influencer 10 hours like sleep schedules. Like we just don't live a life that allows that sometimes.
And then your trade-off is resilience.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, when you do all these things have to be perfect in this way, and like, of course you're going to be fragile.
Yeah.
Because that's not how life works. Like, so the fucking power's going to go out and the aircon's not going to work and it's not going to be optimal room temperature. Now what?
Yeah. You just adapt, right?
Yeah.
Or you die. That's it.
Yeah. Adapt or die.
Or you go and get a portable air conditioning because you need air conditioning 18 degrees in your room every night.
Yeah, you just deal with it.
Yeah. But I think that's a good place to leave it. Even though minute on, minute off, we're about 25 minutes in. Most questions were answered within a minute. Some went a little bit over.
A little bit of fluff, but it's okay.
Not as crazy as last week. So we didn't go for an entire extra podcast.
Nothing in AI edit or ChatGPT kind of fix.
It. All real, all topic. So this will be episode 7. If you want to answer or enter any of your questions into these episodes, so we don't have to rely on Uncle ChatGPT, you guys, there'll be a story always prior to the podcast that we put out for Minute On, Minute Off. It'll be in our Instagram stories. Enter your question and we will answer it on the podcast in the next week's episode. Otherwise,
peace out.
That's it. Peace out. We didn't answer your question.
Yeah, who's the hottest in the gym?
Then why is it Izzy? It's not even a question. It's just a statement. It is Izzy. That's how it is. It's Izzy.
And why?
And why?